Also, I wanted to shout this out because I thought it was pretty interesting because it also kind of ties to Black Myth. Apparently, the Suicide Squad dev says, "I wish the Series S never existed, man." When talking about optimizing for the console,
Okay,
ongoing topic for a long time with us.
I'm in two minds on this
All right,
because
let's hear it.
fair enough.
Yes,
That's not the problem with your game.
that's so true though. Oh my god,
It's
that's
like
true.
fair enough. That's not why people didn't like your game.
Right.
Yeah, people didn't like your game because it was a repetitive, do the same thing over and over again, not much to do.
But that is fair though, because like we've seen that time and time again. Because honestly, that's why I'm convinced that Black Myth's not coming out to the Xbox for a while.
I don't know how from experiencing performance issues on the PS5. I don't know how that thing's going to run on Xbox Series S.
Baldur's Gate 3 can do it. So I know it's not as like action oriented as Black Myth, but Baldur's Gate 3 is a big game.
It's a big game, but it's also comprised in loading screens of going to specific areas for stuff. This is just a big open game.
I will say Baldur's Gate 3 does struggle on the Series S because I bought it for Christina because her PC went to shit recently and she had to kind of get some stuff taken care of. It's good now. So I got it for her for Xbox so she could still keep playing. And it worked fine, but there was some noticeable performance stuff. Because even whenever I got it for her, she's just like, she's super excited. She's like, "You think it's going to run well?" I'm like, "We'll see." She's like, "What do you mean we'll see?" I'm like, "We'll see."
But I will say, Black Myth, there is in Chapter 3, there is an overhead shot of, I'm not going to say specifically what, but there is an overhead shot with a lot of water and snow and traveling across water. Mm-hmm. It's rough.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit rough.
Looking forward to seeing that on the Xbox Series S thing.
I don't know how. That was after I had been having some performance stuff, and I was like that started playing. I went, I should probably restart my game.
Right. So no. I was going to ask your opinion on something real quick about this. Like, do you feel like with the Series S and like kind of just devs talking about optimizing and stuff, like going into whatever next generation Xbox has got, do you think they're just going to completely go away with that mindset of a cheaper, less powerful console and just like, hey, if you want all digital, that's fine, but it's going to be the same power? Because I mean, look, I feel like they're already starting to show that with the new Xboxes that's coming. We have an all digital Xbox Series X that's cheaper, barely, but it's still cheaper.
They need to get away from it.
I agree.
They need to have.
I feel like there's always problems.
They need to have a physical version and a digital version with a price difference.
Yes.
Of hopefully at least like $50,
which is what they did with the Series X.
It's like a $50 minimum price difference is what I would expect from that because it's a disc drive. It's not that expensive.
Right.
But it's one where they need to as much as the Series S is a great idea for the consumer. Oh god,
it's been bad.
I feel so bad for these developers now.
Yeah.
After seeing some of these games come out and like the news coming out, it's like we're not coming to Xbox, or we can't come to Xbox yet because we have to optimize for the Series S. It's like I love my Series S.
Yeah.
But I don't use it for. I'm not a primary console gamer,
right?
And I don't play a lot of the games that come to Xbox on my Series S,
right.
But if I were someone who was playing like that or playing those games, I'd be frustrated because you're not getting a lot of these games coming out, at least not in a timely manner, because the Series S can't handle it.
Yeah, because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, with obviously August, I would be shocked if we saw Black Myth before the end of the year. It's gonna be next year.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that sucks. Like, again, what you said is right. It's great for the consumer. But, like, I'm asking that question because, man, I'm thinking about, like, if there is going to be a handheld variant, I don't give a fuck if it's going to be expensive. Make it on the same sort of power level where there's not a huge gap. You know what I mean? Like, you can clearly make a strong handheld for, like, and make it a $500 price point, and I'll fucking buy it. Like, that's fine, right? I'm down for it. But like, don't make it a huge price gap, like where it's clearly a power gap, because that's going to just continue to give us more problems.
Yeah,
because it's going to be one of those things like, oh well, we have to optimize it so it can play on the handheld. Because that's also been a Switch problem.
more. I'll put it more like this: regardless of how you do your consoles for the next generation Xbox, if you want to make a lower powered one, if you want to make a handheld something, that's perfectly fine. But you cannot be allowed to make the restriction that if it's going to come to Xbox, it has to fit on all of your consoles.
I agree to
If you're going to make a bunch of weird shit, make it where they have to design around your most powerful console. And then if you have a handheld, maybe they can stream it to there. If you have a lower powered one, just sell it as a Game Pass machine.
Yeah.
Don't expect people to design around your like consumer friendly version of a console.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
It's like
Because it's just caused problems.
the Series S should have been sent out and been like, you can play Game Pass games, but you won't be able to play everything on it.
Yeah.
Or some stuff just won't be able to come to it. I mean, I get why they didn't want to do that because they're attempted making a lower price point. Now they should know, okay, we can't do that again.
Yeah, and I think that tells with the all digital Xbox Series X coming out this year. Like I think that tells. Which, speaking of, those are up for pre-order right now. You can get the Xbox Series S 1 terabyte at $349, so we're still doing that. But we do have the Xbox Series X 1 terabyte digital for $449, and the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Edition for $600. All these up for pre-order right now. Shout out to that.